Hi, my name is Danielle McKeeling. I I've been a GOT7 fan for a little bit over 7 years now. Um, and it's been one hell of a ride, but it's been so much fun. And I'm so excited to talk to them, talk about them today.
So well, I think everyone knows. Everyone knows who knows me knows that I know Dani. like, like me and Dani, we met. We were just talking about it. Like, it happened again. They did another iHeart event, and we met last year. Last year, two
No,
years,
no,
3 years.
yeah,
Oh my gosh, Dani,
it's
3 years
insane. Yeah.
ago. Yeah, that's crazy. 3 years ago at a iHeart Radio event for Jackson Wang, we went in hopes to meet him or see him, but like obviously
Mhm.
we couldn't. There was too many people. But it reminded me because yesterday you also went to one, right? Like
I
another one. Tell us a
I've
little bit about
tried,
that.
yes, I tried going to, it was a private event at iHeartRadio. Basically, Jackson was doing an interview for Magic Man 2. Um, and, but it was only like a certain number of people could get in. So, but I just live nearby the radio station, so I tried going in hopes that I'll be able to see him. Um, but I got to see friends there instead. So that was fun, even though I didn't actually get to see him. But I am seeing him on Friday, so that'll be fun.
Oh, that's right. He's having a CD signing, right? In Long Beach.
Yes, it'll be like the same thing as the one that we went to 3 years ago in Long Beach. It'll be at the same place, I think. I think they got another event space or another building for it, but I think it's in the same area. So it'll still be fun.
That's so crazy that it was 3 years ago.
Hmm. I can't
Literally,
believe.
it feels like it was literally that's why I said, oh, last year, right? Like it literally
Yeah.
feels like, wow, that's crazy. Well, speaking of many
Hmm.
years, you mentioned of how long you've been a fan of Got7. When did you first see or get to know who Got7 was, or even just like saw a video of theirs? Like, when did that happen? And what was your reaction? What was your initial reaction? Because I know my initial reaction when I first saw a video of Got7, I think it was their music video A.
Hmm.
Love the boys, but I literally was like, what is this? Like, what are they doing up there? So I want to
Hmm.
hear about like how you first saw them and what your reaction was towards them.
So when I first started college, way back in 2017, I started getting into K-pop because I got into K-dramas like the summer before, and then I slowly started getting into K-pop. Um, but it wasn't until I want to say the beginning of 2018 where I started getting a lot of videos about Jackson and all the like comedic videos that he's done or the variety shows that he's done. And I fell in love with him at the beginning. And then I found out that he's not only a solo performer, but he's also a part of GOT7. And then my cousin was actually the one who introduced me to them, even though she's like not like a huge K-pop fan herself. I think her friends had showed her GOT7 and then she introduced me to them and then I was like, "Oh, I know Jackson. I didn't know he was a part of the group." And so she started showing me, I think just Right and If You Do were like the first videos that I saw, and I was like, "Oh, these songs are actually really good," and I like the production quality of these videos. But it wasn't until like I saw the performance video for Teenager where I was like, "Oh, I definitely want to get into this group," because Teenager's still probably my number one, if not my second favorite GOT7 song of all time, because of Jackson's raspy, husky vocals, and also I love the choreography. It was like two of my favorite things about K-pop. are the vocals and choreography. So that's what like hooked me in at the very beginning. And it has been that way for the past 7 years and it won't
That's
stop.
crazy. We heard about your initial Teenager is actually a really, really good song. I really love Teenager.
Hmm.
So that was how they hooked you, right? A lot of
Hmm.
the how you got into Got Seven is very similar to how I got into Got Seven. Like,
Hmm.
obviously, like started with Jackson. Well, it
Hmm.
started with K dramas. That's how it started for me. But then I saw a video of Jackson doing his choreo for um, I think it was Titanic,
Yes.
and I was like, because I love dancers, so I was like, who is this? Like his dances are so clean, so tight. Like who is that?
Hmm.
And then it spiraled from there. Like I literally was like, who is that? My sister caught me on watching on the big screen. She's like, do you even know who that is? And I was like, no.
Yeah.
But so we know that Teenager got you hooked. But what was
Hmm.
like the song, the performance video, like the moment that you can remember that like solidified Got Seven as like your old group, or like these are my people.
Mm. Oh, I actually do know what that moment was. Um, Back then, we used to have VLive, which was the streaming platform that Weverse now owns. And VLive used to be like the platform for every group that wanted to do lives. So you didn't have to have a subscription or anything. You just like for which group you wanted to be a part of, or like you wanted to watch their videos, you could like subscribe to them, and then whenever they had a live, you would get like a notification. And so I downloaded V Live when I started really getting into the group. And then it just so happened to be, I think it was their live that they did before they had their comeback for Eyes on You. Um, and that was actually the live that hit 1 billion hearts on V Live. And I remember that specifically because I filmed it on Snapchat. But also, that was like the first day where I was like, oh, this is the start of my days as an Agase. And I was like so grateful to like be a part of such a big event in their careers, and to be able to like contribute to that was like a really fun experience.
So Got Seven, those boys. Obviously there's a lot of K-pop groups, right? There's a
Mhm.
lot, especially a lot of boy groups, right?
Mhm.
So for you, what is what is something that Got Seven has that for you specifically that the other boy groups or the other K-pop groups don't have, and like Got Seven in them stands out?
To me, it would be their bond or their friendship. Um, for a group that has gone through so much as them, there hasn't been another group that I've seen that really takes their bond to like in insane levels of like friendship and camaraderie, especially since they decided to leave JYP together. And that was a very interesting time, because we were all uncertain about whether or not the group was going to continue. And I do have a story about how I cried for like an entire day when they announced that they were leaving, because it was just like we didn't know what was going to happen, and so it just felt like I we all didn't want it to be over, and it just felt really sad that like that part of um their careers was ending. And but it felt so nice to be able to like see that they all decided to leave together, which meant that they just all wanted to stay together, even if it wasn't going to be at the same company. So um, that level of leaving together, and then uh, a year, I think, yeah, a year later, um, we found out that all of them ended up going to different companies, signing under different companies. And then JB, being the amazing leader that he is, was able to gain all of the rights and copyright of GOT7 and their songs. And he, I want to say, is the reason why the group is still the group today, because JB worked his ass off to give us and the boys the group that we all love and all want to enjoy forever. And so that is the reason why JB is my favorite leader in the world. And I was so lucky enough to tell him that during his tour in like last month. Um, and that video is on my social media. So I'm like so happy that I got to tell him that. And he's the reason why we get to still enjoy God 7 today.
He really did work his ass off to like make sure that the boys were still able to do their solo projects, but also still be together as a group. For the people who don't know what exactly JB did, can you explain just a little bit of what he did to secure all that for everyone?
Basically, he learned all of the laws and rules that had to be taken care of in order to gain back um, the rights to GOT7's like music and name and branding and everything. So he learned all of that um, while also like trying to talk to the boys about how they wanted to do it. And so he literally went to every company of each of the members and like talked to all of them about how they wanted to uh, keep the group going forward. And and yeah, he's insane and I love him so much.
That's why they call him Lawyer JB, because
That is
I think at the
exactly it.
time that he was, yeah, I think at the time that he was studying the law, he was also doing his military service,
It was like
right?
it was about to happen.
Oh, he was
Yeah.
about to do his military
Yeah,
service. That's
he's
right.
about to.
Either way, that man did so much for the group. And obviously, we hear in videos and in concerts, the ones that they just had together, how thankful the boys are towards him. And not just in for right now, but throughout their whole career. Like in the beginning, like he said, when um, that Mark and Jackson were going to be kicked out of JYP, and he made sure that they did it, that they didn't
Mhm,
leave, and made sure that everyone stayed together. And they are as close as they are, I think, is because of how JB
mhm,
treats them and
mhm,
how he cares about them. Which, oh my god, he's not my bias, but I still love him. He's still such a great um, leader, and
mhm,
I think that's important in a group, regardless if it's K-pop or not. Like, if you have to have a solid leader that cares more about the other members or the team around them than themselves. Which
mhm.
clearly, like you see in his career, like he was kind of jumping around companies because he cared more about where everyone else was placed than himself.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And he was last to
Um,
be announced
yeah,
um for which company he was going to, because he wanted to make sure that all the other members were announced first, which is like that's why I love him so much.
you mentioned earlier that when you found out that they were leaving JYP, that you cried for a whole day, which
Mhm,
is so valid. I was like so upset as well because I
mhm.
just I just got into them, and like it was announced. But can you explain why or describe why that there was so much emotion of behind that, like aside from what you had already spoken about, but like what was on a deeper level, what does got 7 truly mean for you
Mhm.
that made you have so much emotion for them?
And to me, GOT7 is my inspiration and happiness every single day. They make me want to become a better person, and they just make me so happy, and um, they push me towards my goals and getting to where I want to be. And they always inspire me with their lyrics and everything that they write or everything that they do. So having having heard that like they what about like the uncertainty of if they were going to continue or not, um was really heartbreaking to hear for somebody who has supported them um for years at that point. And it was just like so sad to see like that they worked so hard up until that point in their career that it was coming to like leaving their original company, and probably going on to like their own individual paths, um, which happens a lot in the K-pop industry, or like in the music industry in general. Um, but knowing how close GOT7 was, that's why it like hurt a lot, when the whole like leaving JYP thing happened. Um, Thinking about that time of uncertainty was like um a really big life changer for me, especially like it was still during COVID times. So like the added uncertainty of COVID plus the added uncertainty of GOT7 was what like got to me. But um, but knowing how far we've come since that time has truly been like an experience. Like it's so interesting to think about how much has changed since that time of uncertainty to now knowing like, oh yeah, we're in this forever, and it'll always, and it's literally all the boys for um, for all the hard work and dedication that they put into being the group, even though they have their own solo careers now.
Yeah, they definitely have reassured us, not through just like interviews, like them, Jackson especially
Hmm.
having to remind everyone they're not broken up and that they're
Hmm.
still a group and they will forever be a group. Um, but also in their music that they have released, it's
Hmm.
just kind of letters to the Ahgase to make sure that we know that they're not going to go anywhere and for us not to go anywhere,
Hmm.
which I think is so beautiful. Speaking of their music and how meaningful it is, going back to getting deeper, was there a moment in your life where, if you want to talk about it, if there's anything that you don't want to talk about, we don't want to talk about, but was there a moment in your life where you really like clung to their music and there's certain songs or interviews or anything GOT7 related? Could you go into that?
So during the uncertainty of COVID, um, was when like I was really thinking about like, oh, I'm not sure what's going to happen with the world, and um, what's going to happen in general to like everything that's going on. Um, but like GOT7's music and their videos and all of the like um all of the content that they were creating while COVID was still happening was what got me through like all the uncertainty of the world. And I was like really grateful that um they were there, and my friends would also be like watching their lives or videos at the same time, and we would just all enjoy those little like videos or moments that they had while COVID was happening. And that's what really got me through the pandemic. And not being able to like see my friends for a while or um like not be able to do all of the regular things that we would be doing if there wasn't a pandemic happening. Um like their music and their content is really what got me through COVID times. And I don't specifically know if there's like a song um that got me through that time, but I would say the the comeback of um You Calling My Name was really when like COVID, I think, first started. And that era was such a fun time, even though we were all like at home or the boys couldn't even perform for a full audience or an audience at all. And just like having those moments um and like enjoying them with like my friends from out of state who we would just be on call and we would be enjoying the videos together was just a memorable experience that helped me get through COVID.
COVID was such an insane time. As you're speaking, I'm like remembering how it was um, for me personally with GOT7 and all that stuff because it really was like not that I didn't like any other groups during that time, but it really was just like GOT7.
Hmm.
So yeah, like to ask you if there's one certain song, especially during that time, they're really
Hmm.
is it like I can't even think of one, you know?
They released so many good songs during COVID times that I'm just like, I can't choose just one because
I
they
think when
wrote really good ones.
yeah, I think when COVID was just starting, it was Not by the Moon,
Because it was,
right?
because COVID happened right. Actually, I think you're right. Yeah, for Not by the Moon, I remember them having lives on V Live, and basically, uh, it was like an individual date with each member. So they had like one live per member every day of the week before the comeback. And that was like what got me through every day.
I was actually so sad because I knew of GOT7 at that time, but I wasn't like active on Twitter because I never really liked Twitter even before when I
Hmm.
used to use it.
Hmm.
So I kind of missed all of those things. So I saw that
Hmm.
content later. That's why I have like my favorite
Hmm.
photo like of Mark
Hmm.
holding the tulips because it was on the day that that's
Yeah.
I saw those contents like later. But since liking or since being involved in the GOT7 realm, because it really isn't just being a fan of GOT7, it's like being a part of their world. What kind of connections or life changes or life influences have you gone through because of GOT7?
Yeah, so basically, like, I would say one of the biggest aspects of being a fan of GOT7, or like the one of the biggest parts of it is making friends through GOT7. And my friend group and I have actually been we started being friends on Twitter. It was for a like 18 plus group chat for um I think it was for JB. There was a lot of people in that group chat before, but um me and my really close friends ended up like becoming our own group chat. And from then, we've been friends for as long as we've started liking the boys. And um, actually, our anniversary, our friend anniversary, is Jackson's birthday. So every time it's Jackson's birthday, we'll always say like, "Oh, happy anniversary," because it was the time that we made our group chat. Um, and that's how we became friends. And since then, we've gone to the concerts together. We've gone to Head in the Clouds together. We've just recently my friend was here for Head in the Clouds, and we also went to JB's concert together, which is actually crazy how that worked out for us. Um, but yeah, it's been insane to like think about like I've been friends with these people for this many years because of our love for GOT7. And then I've also made newer friends like Maureen and all of our other friends that helped out with all of the cup sleeve events that we used to host, and also the um, even like the other like events where we made freebies for everyone. Um, those are also like experiences that I think about, and how I've made so many more friends through those events. And I have just so many more friends now to go to the concerts with, which makes me so happy because um I would I would still go on my own if it was just me, but having more people to like enjoy um, going to the concerts or the events of the boys with is so fun. And I'm like so grateful that GOT7 is the reason why I get to have all these experiences with all my friends. And it it's such a like a a heartwarming thing to think about that um their friendship, the group's friendship, is the reason why I have such great friendships with my friends who are also fans. So it's been like the best experience ever to have so many friends that enjoy and love the group as much as I do.
Yeah, I think that's actually been also my favorite. Is meeting new people that love the boys just as much as you do. Like meeting you, Danny. Like we were literally in front of a building waiting for this man. Like that's how we met, you know. But yeah, I agree. The bonds created just from talking about this group and talking about these members, like or this music, are probably some of the strongest friendships I have now. Now, making it a little lighter, you have kind of spoken about it already throughout this whole interview. We can kind of guess who is your bias. Like, we don't really have to, um, take a guess. But could you tell us who your bias is and why they're your bias?
Well, I double bias, so can I like I I
We all double bias.
I'm
It's fine.
um yeah. So basically, well, the first person that got me into GOT7 was Jackson. And the reason why I love Jackson so much is he's so funny, like actually probably the funniest celebrity that I have had the pleasure of meeting or like watching in person. Um, and he is just like this big ball of energy, which is like completely the opposite of me actually, because I'm not an extroverted person. I don't talk to a lot of people, but um seeing him be like the most extroverted person ever, I guess it makes me want to become that sort of person because he has so many like friends and connections that he can like reach out to. So that's like, I guess, one quality of him that I wish I had that makes me like him as a bias. Um, Also the fact that he's really funny. My dad is also like the huge jokester in our family, so I guess that was like the biggest reason why I gravitated towards Jackson being like one of my biases. But for JB, uh I think everyone says this in the fandom, but JB is your bias even though you don't bias him. And I think it's because he JB is like the person that is like he's really cool when he wants to be, but he's also really weird. Examples for that are like uh he will make the funniest faces ever, even though he's like in like a public setting or whatever. And then he'll also be like, um, he'll also be really weird without even thinking about it, which I feel like is how I am too. And we're like the same in that way because I remember when he first took his um MBTI test, we had the same MBTI, and I was like, yeah, that makes sense that I would gravitate towards him because we're like kind of the same in some ways. But but yeah, as I mentioned earlier, like JB is my favorite leader in the world, and I see myself in him, which is why I also chose him as a bias, and that is why I double bias JB and Jackson because I just love them so much, and they make me want to become a better person, which I feel like everyone thinks about their bias that way. But yeah, I love them so much, and I've had the pleasure of getting to like see them as a group, as group members and individually, and they're just really fun people to like see how their brains work and how they enjoy performing as much as I love performing. So it's really fun to just get to see them do what they love. And I love supporting them every way that I can.
It's interesting because you mentioned Jackson, who is someone that you want to be like, but also that you see like as a familiar person because of your dad.
Mhm,
But then you see JB, you mentioned JB, and it's a person that you kind of relate to, and
mhm,
you are like basically the same person. So it's interesting how we do gravitate towards, because most people say they have one bias, but they have more. I don't
no.
believe there's always one bias. But it's interesting to see that we gravitate towards someone who we want to be like
Mhm,
and we admire, and someone that we see in ourselves and we admire. We
mhm,
still admire both of them, which is such an interesting thing to think about. And I love those. I love hearing why people love their biases. That's why I included it as a question, because
mhm,
some people, it's so easy to be like, oh, I bias Mark, and
mhm.
be like, oh, why do you bias him? Cause oh, cause he's hot. Like, well, it's like like so easy to say
Yeah.
that, but it's, I want to hear like what you said was so cute because you can see the, like you were lighting up when you're talking about them, and it's just such a beautiful human thing
Mhm.
compared to like a, they're hot and I like how they sing. Like,
Yeah.
it's very superficial when it's spoken that way.
It's like their
Okay.
personalities are like what makes me like them. Like even though like them performing is also really hot and really fun to
Yeah,
watch,
yeah, of
like
course.
but just them being people, I think is just like one of the reasons why I just like them so much.
And that's what they always try to convey to everybody is that
Mhm.
yes, they're like K-pop idols or they're like celebrities, but they always, it's kind of like they are screaming it at us all the time that like
Yeah.
we are human. And um to me, they are one of, because there are other ones, but they are one of the groups that are the most human.
Mhm.
Like they, even from the beginning, they haven't, they do fan service here and there, but it's been more like person. I'm a person.
Mhm.
I'm a musician. I'm a creative, and not like I am gonna make cat ears now for you. Do
There's no like
you know what I'm saying?
facade that they're like
Yeah, yeah.
hiding
They're
under.
very genuine.
Yeah. And I've seen that like even just like talking to them like normally, like they're literally just themselves as like
Just people.
on stage they're like a little different because obviously they're performing, but when they're just like talking or they're like speaking about what they think about things, like they're just normal.
Yeah, just regular people that are hot and can sing. Being a fan of GOT7 for 7 years, you said. What is like, what has been, and I know it's hard, so I'll do like your top three. Your top three favorite moments as an Ahgase.
Okay, top one would probably be when my friend and I Well, my friends and I did go to the Keep Spinning tour in 2019. Um, and that was like the first time that we like really went all together as like our friend group that we made. And we all went to the
Wait,
concert.
sorry to interrupt. That is like the one thing that I will always like kick my ass for. Is that why did I not know them sooner? Because I still have yet to even see them all together in one place. Like,
Mhm.
and I feel no, I'm not gonna lose hope. But you know what I
No,
mean? Like, I'm
it'll
like,
it'll
no.
happen. It's gonna happen
Yeah,
when Yugi and Youngjae come back. It's definitely gonna happen.
I'll
Um
bring my kids.
but yeah, so my friends and I went to that concert, and um it was such an insane time for me because basically my friend and I originally I bought the tickets for us, and we originally got like the middle back section of the venue, um like on the floor, middle back section of the floor. And I had heard from other people online that apparently you could like switch your tickets out if it was the same price. So I just kept looking, um basically for the whole entire week before the concert happened. I was looking if there were any tickets available for like better views. And I stumbled across two front row, like literally front row on the very left side of the stage. And I was like, oh my God, we have to get this. And luckily, I like called Ticketmaster and was like, I see these two are available. Can I switch my tickets out for this? And they were telling me like, oh, it's kind of I don't see it on my end. Um, and then I was like, but I see it on my end. So I had to keep pushing, like, oh, I still see it on mine. And basically during like on Ticketmaster, if somebody is looking at the tickets and they don't buy them, um, it takes a little bit for the tickets to show up again on the page. So I just waited um, until like the person that I was talking to um, saw it on their end that I could get it. And it was literally like the easiest decision that I have ever made in my life. And yeah, and so that was like the best experience for me and my friend to like have our seats switch from like the middle back to like very front row. Um, and then it was like so crazy because the day before the concert, I was taking a online class, and I literally had to take my midterm the day of the concert. So I woke up super early to take my midterm before the concert. And I passed. So so we did
That's
it.
right. That's right, dude. That's insane.
It was actually it's actually
I would
crazy.
not have passed.
But yeah, and then we like basically it was like I finished my midterm, I passed, and then we just enjoyed the concert. And it was actually like an insane time to think about because um that that concert was where I had like my first like true interactions. Like Jackson came out from the side of the stage and like literally was like right in front of my face. And then like JB went around the barricade and he like was touching hands with everybody. And then me and my friend touched his hand twice. And then Jin Young came, and Jin Young high-fived us too. And then he literally was like he went up on the barricade and was like right in front of my face. That's why it's my top one because it was like I was not expecting any interactions like that on stage. But it happened and it was like, wow, I can't believe this is like real. Like we got to touch their hands and they were like right in front of us. Like how are they real? Like not, how is this how did this even happen? Um, and that's why that's my number one spot because it was really like my first time as a GOT7 fan to like experience something like that. And it's just such a like fun memory to think about. And I'm just so glad that like I got to experience that with my friend that was with me. And then probably my second favorite moment was it was the day that it was the day before we met at the radio station, um, because I went to the radio station the day before, um, because I had seen that Jackson was doing an interview at iHeartRadio, and iHeartRadio is just nearby my house. And so I went because at the time I was still doing online classes. So luckily, like I think I had finished my class already by the time that that interview was happening. So I was like, oh, I'll just go and see if I'll be able to see him. And so I asked my mom to drop me off at the radio station. And then I just saw a couple fans outside waiting. And I think I got there a little bit after he went in. So I didn't get to see him like come inside. Um, but I waited with um, our other friends that we were also with the day after, and then Jackson came out after his interview was done, and then he said hi to everyone, and he hugged everyone, so I got to hug him, and then this was the time that Blow came out. So he was promoting Blow and I think the music video had just come out and he was asking about if we liked the video, if we liked the song. And I literally told him like Jackson, the music video is so good and he responded to me and I have it on video and it's on social media. And it's crazy to think about how like I literally just went there on a whim. He said hi to everyone and was signing things and everything, and then we got to take a picture with him, like, outside of the radio station. And, like, I was just like, "That's crazy to me how, like, I literally just went there to see if he would say hi, and then he did. And then I got my, like, first true interaction with Jackson. And it is like one of the craziest things that I still think about now, like how how it was just like I just went and it just happened. I love that like he does things like this because like I know like a lot of other groups they have their own like fan signs and everything, but for Jackson it's just like he'll just be there doing some interview and then he'll just come and say hi. And that's what I love about him. He's just like he's so like nice to the fans to like be able to do that because I feel like not a lot of artists will like take the time to actually do stuff like this. So it's really fun to see.
Yeah, something, I mean, all the members are like this, but like something about Jackson that I really, really truly admire is that, like, that he recognizes how dedicated some fans are, most fans are, and he really truly just wants to give back, especially with his like group chat that he has on
Hmm.
Instagram. Like he's constantly saying it, like
Yeah.
constantly saying like I'm gonna be doing things for you guys. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. If you go into the replies, like he replies to so many people, and
Hmm.
he truly like has like the heart for it.
Every time I think about those moments, I'm like, I can't believe these even happened and like it's forever ingrained in my memory that like these things happened, and I have like videos of it like happening, and I lived it. Like that's what makes me enjoy like these moments of being a GOT7 fan, like getting to enjoy all of these special moments that like only happen with them. I mean, like obviously other groups do have these kinds of moments, but I feel like it's so different with GOT7, especially when like they really want to like be there for the fans in any way they can. And so like I'm excited I get to do and experience those types of things. My third one would probably be when we went to Head in the Clouds together, because that that Head in the Clouds is still my favorite Head in the Clouds that I've ever been to, and I've been going for the past 4 years now. So I've I've been going since 2021, up until this year, and 2022 is still my favorite Head in the Clouds. I think because it was with you guys, like you and all of our other friends that were there because we all wanted to see Jackson. Um, that was like a lot of fun to be able to be with so many of us there. And then also we got like a really good view. And since then they've like really pushed out everyone from having that good view unless you like pay for the really good, really expensive ticket. So I'm really glad that we got to experience that first, before they started jacking up the prices. But um, that was such a crazy festival that of that year. Not only did we get like the best view because we stayed at Barricade for so long. Um, but also the fact that we got to see so many of my favorite artists up close was like also one of the best moments ever. And to experience it with all of you guys was like also so much fun. And hopefully we can do it again another time if Jackson decides to go on tour or something.
That was so fun. Honestly, the scalp sunburn was worth it.
Hmm.
But being a barricade, I think that was my favorite also. Like, I don't know what I would have done if I was like, if I had to be at barricade by myself.
Hmm.
Like, because we were there. I remember us running, and I can't even run. Like, my body's so bad. And we ran to that barricade, and
Yeah.
we like planted ourselves like right there. I remember that view was
We
like
we stayed there for
insane.
like 9 hours or something.
No food,
Yeah,
barely water because we
literally.
didn't want to pee.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know how my body. No, I remember I would like um drape myself over the barricade so I would lessen the weight on my back because it was like so bad that I was like, like I remember that. That's so insane. Like
Hmm.
the things we would do, the things we would
The
do.
things that we do is exactly
Yeah,
it. And yeah, that concert was like so much fun. And I that's still my favorite one of all the Head in the Clouds that I've been to. Um, and yeah, I'm just so glad that we get to have all of these experiences as fans and as friends of people that we all love. Like there's like truly no better experience than like enjoying all of these things with like everyone who also enjoys them. So that's why I love being a part of this fandom for that exact reason.
that was actually my next question. What does it mean to you to be an Ahgase
Mm.
and to be in this fandom?
Mm. I think what it means to me is that I'm so grateful and happy that I get to be a part of such like accepting and like enjoyable fandom that like we get to enjoy like moments like this where like we could just talk to the members as if we're just like friends. Like being an Agase, like of course we love the music and of course we love them performing, but I think like the biggest part of it is like enjoying um the work that the boys put in and like all the experiences and memories that we get to have with them or like even with like the other fans. Like it's so much fun to like enjoy things with other people who also enjoy the people and the music that you love. And that's like the biggest reason why I love being a fan and of course being an Agase, and why I've been in this fandom for 7 years now, and it's just gonna keep going because it's not gonna stop, and it's all thanks to them.
Yeah, I feel the same. I'm literally never gonna leave. They're gonna be so tired of us. I swear, we're never leaving,
I mean,
and that's how I want it.
their contract is extended for another 7 or 10 years, so we're literally never
Dude, I'm
leaving.
bringing my whole family. Like, I'm never leaving, I swear. For real. Like, honestly, like, my nieces love them. Like, they tell me all
Mhm.
the time, "Oh my God, did you hear Python?" I'm like, "Yes, like, of course I heard Python." But like, they sing the lyrics. Like,
Mhm.
I think she's not even one,
Mhm.
and she's already kind of humming the song Python.
Mhm.
So, I
No,
mean, generations, girl. We're
it's
stuck.
literally it's crazy because I mean my brother and I share a room. So like he's heard me play the music so many times and I'm always on call with my other best friend and we're always watching like God 7 stuff together. So he is like I'm pretty sure he's like this like a below me in terms of like being a God 7 fan, but like I literally have like he's been like my second supporter because I literally bought him the donut hoodie that Mark wore in the Just Right music video when he was like what 7. So he has been like there for like everything for me. So like he's like probably God 7's like number one or number two listener from being with me. But like literally now, like when I'm driving around with my family members, like I'll play their album in the car and my mom will sing along. Like that's much of like how much I listen to them and how much they're like a really big part of my life too. So I'm just it's never gonna go away at this point.
Honestly, and that's how it should be. I feel like the world is just a better place because GOT7's around. So,
It's true.
speaking of GOT7 being around,
Mm,
if you were sitting in a room, hey, I want you to picture this with me. If you were
hmm
sitting in a room and GOT7, like all of the members are right in front of you, and you had the opportunity to say anything to them, what would you tell them? And look at this camera and tell them.
um So to my forever God 7, I just want to say thank you for being my happiness and for inspiring me every single day and to be able to enjoy your music and enjoy all of the things that you've put so much work into and um and all of the um, and all of the like friendships that I've made through you guys and how much you all really mean to me is truly, truly been a blessing. And I'm so, so proud to be an Agase. And I cannot wait for the next time that you guys come here on tour or perform or wherever because I will be there. But I love you. That's what I want to say.
That's so cute. I literally like had to grab my chest because I said, "Oh God." But damn, sorry, I didn't recoup on that one. One of my memories of meeting Jackson
Hmm.
at his CD signing 3 years ago together, and we have it on film also.
Hmm.
Is getting to tell Jackson um, how proud we are of him, but also like for him to kind of realize that there's a ton of people waiting outside for him, and we're all here for him. But he just in the video, he's literally like, no, this is nothing. Like, I need more
Mhm.
people. Like,
Mhm.
he just wasn't. Um, I don't want to say satisfied, but I don't think that he really truly understood or believed that he had those people for him,
Mhm.
and that's a lot of people.
Mhm.
So, in the context of Just Got Seven, what is a message that you want to send to them?
I just wanna tell them that, like, they mean so much to so many people, and including myself, but I have also had the privilege of being able to, talk to so many fans um, who truly love GOT7 as much as I do and really wanna support them in everything, and, um I just want to say that we will always support you in whatever you guys do, whether it be as a group or as soloists. We'll always be there. And I mean, they always tell us this, like the nest will always be there for you to come back to whenever you're ready. And that's always the same for us. We always say that Aga says will be here whenever they're also ready to release anything or to if they just want to talk or if they want to say anything that's on their mind. We're always there for them. And I that's one of the biggest reasons why I love being an Agase is that we have this kind of relationship where the boys can say what they want or what they want to say to us or what they think um, is in their heads, and well, we'll be there to support them in what they decide to do, and that's the really cool thing about being a fan of GOT7 is that they'll be there for us and we'll be there for them, and that's really the like greatest fan relationship that we could always ask for.
Danny, it was so nice talking to you, and I love being able to interview fans, but I love that the fans that I've been able to interview have been my close friends, and we share a lot of experiences together. So it was so lovely being able to speak to you and to catch up. And I hope that the boys listen and they say hi to you.
I'm so glad we were able to have this interview and I got to talk about so many of the insane things that I got to do being a fan. But yeah, it's so fun to like reminisce on these things and like think about like, oh, these things actually happened and I can't believe that we'll still get to have more of these moments because of course God 7 is forever.